Good morning traders and welcome back. We're going to be looking at a potential trade coming up on the Canadian dollar Swiss franc. Alright, we're looking at the 4-hour time frame. So it is going to be a longer term trade that we're looking at, although I'm sure you will find plenty of opportunities inside the 15 and 30 minute to be trading long on this. But let's go back and have a look at the 4-hour. Now you'll notice that I've got two lines drawn in here. This is because there's a bit of a debate between myself and a few other traders, where we're trying to figure out which one of these lines is more likely to be hit. What we've seen here is that we had the market turn up at this point here, and we drew from the body, and then we saw that we had two lines of resistance here, and then it gets repeated all the way down here. So we have this line coming down, and even though it was broken, we had resistance come back down, and then it came and it hit again, we had more resistance, and then we had a breakout and a big candle. So in my opinion, this lower diagonal line is valid that we could be looking at, in which case the breakout happened back here already. And the other one that we're looking at is the slightly less angled one. Let's call it the top diagonal line. This one over here almost ignores this resistance here. We are basically saying that this is just a continuation of the trend and nothing major happens. And then over here we hit the peak, and then that was tested very closely, and then we see a whole lot of jumbled mess happening at about this level, and it appears that this line has been broken as well. So regardless of which diagonal line, which trend line that you're looking at, it appears that both have been broken, so they're kind of confirming each other. Then if we have a look at the good old-fashioned crossover system, we actually had a trade entry all the way down here already. But we still expected or anticipated the market to continue going short, so this would not have been a valid entry. But since we've seen it going long and we see that we have two breakouts happening, it is starting to look good. The horizontal line drawn in is simply a perfect cent level at 0.78, which is strange enough, it's a very big psychological level. Whenever you see something at a perfect 100, so 0.78, 0.79, 0.8, etc., we find that there generally is quite a lot of movement. You can see here how the line was tested perfectly. Over here it was tested. Here just before a weekend it came, and as Monday opened up it suddenly shot down again. So these lines do happen. I would not trade it on its own, but sometimes I like to put in the nearest perfect 100s just to see if there's some kind of confirmation what's happening, and in this case it is starting to look quite good. So we are looking for a potential long entry, and there's a couple ways that we can play this. Let me zoom in just so we can see the market a little bit clearer. We could go ahead and enter now because it has broken off, and in that case what we would want to do is keep a tight stop loss, because it's not really that confirmed yet, but here we had a recent low, so I'd put a stop loss about there and I'd enter the market now. So our stop loss in this case would be about 35 pips, so we would want to target at least 35 pips profit. However, these movements have been rather large. Here's 150, some of these movements are about 200 I believe, 170. And in the bigger picture, you know, these are obviously much bigger, but we don't want to wait that long. So a 35 pip stop loss is not that bad, considering we could be targeting the 100 to 150 area. So I'd be more than happy with that. If you are looking at trading this for a longer period of time, then you may want to put a stop loss at one of these larger lows at the bottom. Here I'll mark one off as an example. But then you'd be trading a smaller amount because you are risking more pips, but you could get a very large trade. If this is indeed where the market has changed direction, you could be holding this for a very long time and actually cash in quite a lot. Now I'm quite likely to enter this on my live account. I do want to wait and see what these candles do at close, but since this is the practice demo account, I'm going to go ahead and enter a trade, and then hopefully we'll have a follow-up with this trade tomorrow. So look out for tomorrow's video and we'll see what this trade is doing. So I've just entered for a full lot. I'm going to put my stop loss at that level there, and since it is a training account, I'm going to leave the take profit off just so we can see what's happening. And also another thing you might want to consider is if you are trading a breakout strategy, you want more confirmations. So we've had this line breakout, we've had that line breakout, we've had a crossover heading up, so things are looking good. Unless there's a major news event coming out of one of these countries, I'm fairly certain it'll keep going. But this does look like it might be a potential stumbling block. The market may move up to approximately this level, see it as some resistance, and then retreat down. So what you could do is also set a pending order at about this range here. So we would have seen this break, then it would hit this level, and by this point we would see that this is no longer working at resistance, and we'd expect the market to continue up. So let's do that. Let's see what happens there. I'm going to go to new order. I'm going to change my market type to pending order. This is a buy stop, and I'm going to enter the price, that level that we set the horizontal there, and I'm going to have the same stop loss that I had at this level, because one lot is a lot of money to put in and we don't want to lose it all. And I'm going to leave the take profit out, and it's in place. Okay, so now we have a pending order sitting at this level. You can't see it, it's hidden behind my horizontal line. Let me get rid of that. There, now you can see the dotted green line sitting there. So now we have a pending order sitting there. If the market hits this level, it's going to enter the buy, even if my computer is off, which is great, and hopefully it'll just keep running up. Alright guys, that's it for now. If you're watching this video today being the 7th of November, I recommend you come and have a look at this pair, but always don't enter because I tell you to or because you think I am. Enter when you feel ready to do it. All I'm trying to do is show you some potential trade setups, talk you through it so you can learn a little bit more.